Welcome and welcome back to the Light Renegades. My name is Star. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. To those that might be new, we are the Light Renegades. We are a collective of Pleiadian beings, bringing you information from these stratospheres that are ever expanding. We are disclosing cosmic secrets and hopefully bringing forward information that is allowing for you to stand ever more in your sovereignty and in your power. That being said, to those that are here for the first time, you want to perhaps start the beginning of this series where I found myself channeling Cobain. And if you would like to know a little bit more about myself, there is a playlist that is titled Star where you can find a little bit more about myself and my expression and how I've come here to be. Although I don't really have any answers to make this make sense to you. You know, I was brought forward an expression a long while ago that I was going to be channeling information for the collective from galactic teams from the Galactic Alliance, which was known as the Galactic Federation of Light back then. I had no idea that I would be channeling fractals of celebrities' energy. This isn't the first time that I've done this. You can head over to the playlist and see which other souls that I've been channeling. And, you know, I think that if you are here for a reason. And if you are questioning everything that you are experiencing right now, good. I think you are in the exact safe space that you should be in, questioning everything at all times. However, I don't feel like I have anything to make this make sense to you. This will either be your space or it won't be. And this is definitely something that Teams of Light have been drilling into me behind the scenes, is that those souls that are supposed to be here with the Light Renegades, with myself, with Anna Maria, as an expression, this understanding and these messages will make sense to you, or they just won't. So please go easy, please go well. Today's message, Kurt says, is going to be the last message. I wholeheartedly know that it won't be. And I was very surprised that Kurt has stepped forward and been such a strong guide for me over the past couple of weeks. I was not expecting that notion whatsoever. And I've been grateful for his expression here. And I now see a point of, a loophole that the negative reptilians have been using with regards to Kurt Cobain and his energy. So it has made a lot of sense to me why this fractal of this soul's energy step forward, why, you know, GA Teams of Light asked this soul to step forward, because Kurt Cobain's energy has been used again as a point of reference for the mass media and control. And a Nirvana song was used as the soundtrack, or I think the main song, for one of the latest Batman movies. And when I seeded in that notion the other week, it's like my whole body just completely vibrated, and I thought, that was it. This is exactly why this soul was stepping forward, because they were using, you know, Kurt's energy, Nirvana, again, as a point of controlling the masses. You know, they like to bring up this expression time and time again, because so many felt so hurt by the whole situation. So many felt, you know, so connected to Kurt's energy and the way that he was taken from this world. You know, it brings a lot of soul's pain, and that's exactly what the negative reptilian order wanted to bring to mind yet again to the masses. And I thought it makes so much sense, the timeline of this and of news of late. You know, I just thought, there it is. That's the point that I've been waiting for, at least behind the scenes. I'm not going to name names, but, you know, we don't have to look too far to see what soul was brought forward recently in the news, and, you know, their name being, I guess, tarnished somewhere. And I thought, it's just been time. It's been time for this whole entire expression to be put to a close somewhere. And this is going to be something that, you know, takes a little while to sink into the masses, but through us seeding in this expression with this fractal of Kurt's energy, I think that it has very much helped this expression be brought forward at a lighter capacity, and for us to truly know what actually happened, you know, behind the scenes at its deepest capacity. So I'm going to put a massive trigger warning if you decide to partake in connecting into these channelings from Kurt Cobain, because it's perhaps going to bring forward expressions of information that you just didn't think possible. And, you know, somewhere I still have to pinch myself at just how deeply all of this goes as a way to control the masses out here. And, you know, time and time again, things are brought to my attention that I just think, there it is again. There's that control, and celebrity culture is very much at the forefront of that. And I was looking at supermodels yesterday as a point of reference, and, you know, I'm a 90s baby, and my blood ran cold at just how deeply that expression has filtered out through to so many of us in the collective, and specifically, you know, connecting to the divine feminine and the subjugation of women and what that's meant for us, and, you know, us being I guess connected to those energies somewhere. You know, growing up as a 90s baby, I definitely felt a lot of this mind control and control from celebrity culture at its deepest capacity, and that sent me to some pretty dark and harrowing spaces. I did not want to be here a lot of the time, and this is because of this energy that the negative reptilian order have been sifting through us for the entirety of our waking lives. You know, if you are awake right now, you have been subjugated to this expression. This is exactly why I do everything that I do. over here with the Light Renegades, because it's time for the truth to come to light, and I'm very much here for that expression. So please go easy, please go well. This message definitely felt just like a massive rant from Kurt, but we let it happen. I let it happen, and I'm grateful for this soul's expression, and I think that some of you will definitely need to hear this message today. And I know so many of you really, really resonate with Kurt's energy, his understanding, his vibration. I know that he's a soul that you connect with in your own, your own lives behind the scenes, and I know that this brings him the most amount of joy. And I think this is something that gets missed on this path, is that when souls pass, that is not the end of them, that is not the end of their life, and as much as we crave the other and the ether, they crave to still be, connecting to souls down here as well. And I say that in the highest of vibration, although, that can be seen in the shadow vibration as well, of course. But they love to be sharing what they know. And also, I know many teams of light ancestors behind the scenes are just screaming at us when they can see us making the same mistakes that they did. And, to be able to have that connection so they can come in and be that ear and say, hey, don't do that because I did, and this is where it got me, and I've learned this lesson, but I'm going to tell you this so that you don't trip up, is, something that I am very, very grateful that I get to experience. And, I still have my own life path, and I still have my own journey. I still trip up, time and time again. That's part of the life path, but I definitely know that I've been given, some keys and some understandings from souls out here so that I would not fall to the depths of the darkness again. And I know that so many of you feel this expression, so I was grateful for Kurt stepping forward, wanting to share his insight and his cheerful, I guess, disposition somewhere. But yeah, I'm just going to read the chanting. And Kurt said, back again, and this will not be the last time, everyone, I promise you. And he started with, hi, I roll my eyes every time I see something else pop up in my understanding. Something from the past of my time. What you must know is that it has all been created. It is all lies. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing at all. So much of my life now I see so clearly, crafted by others. I wasn't my own person. I was pushed into a corner, and I was used. There was no way for me to pull myself out of it. It had to be this way. But don't let my passing fool you. My grief and my pain is used against you all. I never wanted to make music that made others sad. I wanted to make music that spoke to the soul, yet my pain took over. And yes, overall, this is my doing. I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't able to set myself free. But now I know just how strong the energies were back then, but not now. You all know better. This is me coming forward to say, to slap you, to say, hey, wake up. Time to get it moving. Don't get stuck now. There is so much for you to discover. Boy, do I wish I could have my time again now. I would love to do what you all do. I mean, I know I'm here, but it's not the same. I wish I could be in the mix. I'm not going to lower the tone by mentioning that of recent news. Just know, of course, I had to play. No one puts Kurt in the corner. I jest. I promised I would be back one last time to share something else to you all that I think you will find interesting. When I was in Rome, I felt odd. I didn't feel right. It felt like the earth was speaking to me, but not the happy nature sounds. I'm talking the deep rumbling like motorbike sounds. I could hear it, a whirling over and over, a rumbling. I thought it was going to take over me. I only wanted Courtney with me. I was in bad shape, already crippled, in such pain, but with her by my side, I felt like it all just fell away. We were truly in love in the world, but it was the world's input that made us turn against each other. It was others in my ear that made me turn against the one being that truly saw me, the one being that I will always be forever grateful for. I'm so glad I got to have the life that I did, the short life that I did with my ladies. Nothing I would change. Okay, we weren't perfect. I don't know how it would have all ended if I hadn't gone the time that I did, but I know we loved each other and we both would have done anything, absolutely anything for Francis. I want to say to all of you, whatever it is you've seen, you've felt, you've witnessed, it is real. When you smell that stench, when you see that dark figure, it's real. Not all are here to harm, but there are those that would have you end your life, believe me. Take me as evidence. You all know the truth. Stop telling yourselves you don't. You see it with your eyes, you smell it in the air, you taste it in your food, your water, the poison. I'm sharing this message as bleak as it sounds so that you can all hear it. I need you to hear it so that you can turn away and not do what I did. You have to live. You have to put it all down. That rumbling would have you turn away from the ones you love. That rumbling would have you taking anything, ingesting anything. That rumbling would have you turn away from the one that you truly love, the ones of light. I know, who am I to talk? But look what it did to me. Look how it all ended for me. On paper, I'm a classic case of punk rock and roll, but in reality, I was a bruised man, confused, unable to love in a world that was too harsh for me. I didn't belong in the limelight, and everyone knew it. They made me as powerful as I was so that I would break. Sorry, they made me as powerful as I was so that it would break me. What is breaking you? I see it. This week, we've gotten closer than this one probably thought we could get. And I'm grateful. She reminds me so much of me in so many ways. And I'm proud of all that she's pulled herself from and through. And I see each of you too. So please, for me, for the love of life, don't stop. Don't stop living. If you've forgotten how to live, then if you've forgotten how to live, then you have also forgotten how to love. And that's not on. This is me again, slapping you back to reality, your reality. Go and do something wild. Do something that I would be proud of. Who do you need to say fuck off to? Who do you need to grab for a road trip? Whatever it is, just go, just live. I promise you, I'm watching and you won't regret it. You all have a moment, I promise you that I'm watching and you won't regret it. You all have a moment, you all have a moment when you know that it's me. I promised a gift for some, and some you've already received it. Take a look back. What did you receive? You see me. And I was laughing there because I forgot that part of the channeling, and I could feel just this ferocious energy of, please go out and play, go out and live, do something fun, and remember that you came here to live. And I think that the point of all of this message that came forward from Kurt was to express how much, he became very insular, he became very introverted, and he started to not live because he was just so terrified of, people coming up against him, of, being seen. He did not want to be in the limelight, yet they pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed for the soul to be at front, at stage, and they knew that it would break him. That was the point, that was the plan. They pushed him forward. They knew the narrative that they wanted behind the entirety of Nirvana and their expression, and they pushed this narrative to the bitter end. And here we are, time and time again, seeding in this upset, this torment, this torture of Kurt's passing, and how that made a whole generation feel. And it's just a perpetuating cycle, and I see it time and time and time and time again. And there has been so much that has happened in the past 3 years that I just see these points of where such bright lights and souls have just been completely corrupted, and they've been taken from this world, and that's been a plan. That's been something that has been orchestrated behind the scenes so that this would ripple out into the collective as pain. And these souls are still used, their music is still pushed. I saw an album come out from a very, very dear soul and bright light that I've been speaking to behind the scenes for a little while, and I was so angry because I know that one, the money is not going to the family of the soul that has passed, and two, just the fact that they withheld music from the soul so that they could use it after the soul had passed, so that they could gain all of this money from the soul's passing. And there are those moments where everything goes out the window, any bit of peace and clarity that I found in this expression of being an enlightened soul somewhere, and I just see red. My blood boils, and I'm just so angry that any of that has happened. And I know that so many of you feel into those notions too, so please go easy, please go well. But I realize that sometimes I have to have that fire lit up under me again, so that I remember why I'm here, why I do any of this, why I disclose information in this way, because it's not easy, and it's not easy to seed in the expression of the truth of this life, because you realize you've been lied to from the minute that you came out of the womb. You realize you've been under a program of mind control somewhere, and that is incredibly destabilizing and incredibly haunting to its deepest capacity. But we also are here with teams of light that support us behind our scenes, all of our ancestors that have come before us, and we've lived so many lives as well. So if you are here and you are awake right now, you are an incredibly powerful soul, and it is time to break yourself free once and for all. Stop denying your truth, stop denying that which you see, that which you feel, that which you know to be truth for you. Seed it in as your expression now, so that you get to walk away from the notions of the negative reptilian order and its influence over your life. It is time to say no to that which you thought that you once knew, and say yes to you, yourself, and your soul's expression. This is very much a wake-up call, a slap in the face from Kurt to you, to say, hey, come back to everything that you know, even though it's difficult to seed in as an expression. it is so worth it to be free. So remember that, everyone. Stop denying self the truth because it's painful. And, you know, I hear you and I see you, and I'm right there with you in that expression. Some days I just think, gosh, I really wish I didn't know and see what I do, because it's everywhere, and it can be infuriating when there's not many of those around you that seed in this notion too, but know that you are there to be that stronghold of the light, and you came here for a purpose. So seed in the expression, go and do something fun, and make sure that you are looking after yourself whilst seeding in all of this expression. And it's not easy, and some days we waver, and some days we have to completely just walk away from everything and just switch off. So live, you know, if you are not willing to step forward and seed in a notion of reality that feels too difficult for you right now, go and do something fun. In that case, don't be in this liminal space, because that is also feeding into this negative reptilian order and culture, this idea of just being numb, this not living, you know, not enjoying your time here. Either go and enjoy your time here, or be facing, you know, everything head on into its deepest capacity, and be willing to face shadow, face self. There is no two ways about this expression. Going and having fun, and seeding in deep notions, and looking after self. Those are the 3 points of understanding that you should be stepping into at this time: nourishing self, nourishing soul, stepping into fun and vitality, and also seeding in, you know, the depths of all that is true of this world. And 2 of those things are incredibly, you know, positive and helpful for you. And also is the third, you know, sinking into shadow is incredibly positive and helpful for you. Although it's not, you know, the nice of spaces to be, it is still there for your growth and your expression. But there is 2 other aspects of self that you can be experiencing right now if you're not ready to face this other bit. Don't stay numb, don't stay in the in-between, do not deny who you are, because that is feeding into the negative reptilian order as well. And this is the basis of Kurt's message today, everyone. But that will be all for myself and Kurt for I don't know how long. I know that he was very desperate to spring forward after recent news and share that, you know, he had a hand in that, and, you know, he wanted you to know that so that you could perhaps set yourself free from his expression too, and being sad for him somewhere, because, you know, I very much saw it, and I was incredibly grateful that, you know, something finally was brought to light where a soul could be seen for, you know, I guess an aspect of not in the highest vibration, and, you know, that is said with the most of highest vibration that I could possibly share, but also being grateful and happy for Kurt somewhere, and this expression for the collective. It was time for some crowns to fall, and I believe this is, you know, only the beginning of that expression. But that's all for myself and Kurt today, and I'll be back real soon. But please do take care for now.